They met on a day that didn't feel important at all. It was one of those ordinary days that usually disappear from memory. Gray sky, people rushing. The city breathing in its usual rhythm. He was standing in line at a small cafe, staring at his phone, not really seeing anything on the screen. She was behind him, holding a book with a worn cover, the kind that had been read many times. When he turned around by accident, their eyes met for just a second. No spark, no dramatic pause, just a glance. But sometimes that's how everything begins. They started talking because the line was slow and because silence felt awkward. He asked about the book. She smiled and said it was her favorite, even though it always made her sad. He said he never trusted books that didn't have happy endings. She answered that happy endings are only meaningful if something hurts before them. That was the first moment he remembered later. They didn't exchange numbers that day. They didn't promise to meet again. They just went their separate ways, carrying nothing but a strange feeling, as if something unfinished had been left in the air. Weeks passed. Life continued the way it always does. Work, responsibilities, nights that fell to quiet, mornings that came too fast. He forgot her face, then remembered it again for no reason. She sometimes thought of that conversation in the cafe and wondered why it stayed with her. They met again by coincidence. This time, at a bus stop, late in the evening. Rain was falling lightly, turning the streetlights into blurred reflections. She recognized him first. He recognized her smile. They laughed at the improbability of it all. This time, they talked longer. About childhood dreams. About mistakes they didn't know how to forgive themselves for. About the fear of wanting something more from life and not knowing how to reach it. They exchanged numbers. What followed was not a movie-style romance. There were no grand gestures, no perfect moments. Just messages at night that said, "Are you still awake?" Just walks with no destination. Just silence that felt comfortable instead of heavy. They learned each other slowly. He learned that she pretended to be strong even when she was tired of carrying everything alone. She learned that he joked to hide how deeply he felt things. They argued sometimes about small things that weren't really small. There were moments when walking away seemed easier than staying. Once, they almost did. A misunderstanding. Words said too quickly. Pride standing in the way of honesty. Days passed without messages. Nights felt longer than usual. That was when they both understood something important. Love wasn't the feeling they had when everything was perfect. Love was the choice to come back and say, "I don't want to lose this." He sent the message first. She answered. They didn't fix everything in one conversation, but they listened. And listening, it turned out, was its own kind of love. Time changed them. They didn't stay the same people they were when they met. Dreams shifted. Fears grew smaller. Some hopes faded, others became stronger. But through all of it, they kept choosing each other not because it was easy, but because it felt true. And maybe that's what love really is. Not fireworks, not destiny written in the stars. Just two people meeting on an ordinary day and deciding, again and again, not to let each other go.